Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very fortunate to have the association of His Grace Prasadeshwar Krishna Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 6, chapter number 4, sloka number 10 and 11. Prabhuji, before we get into the class, we will read today's nectarian quote of Srila Prabhupada. May I request devotees to volunteer and read the Prabhupada quote displayed on the screen, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, please go.
Krishna does not agree to award devotional service to merely anyone. Krishna can easily offer a person material happiness or even liberation, but he does not agree very easily to award a person engagement in his devotional service. Devotional service can, in fact, be attained only through the mercy of a pure devotee. In the Nectar of Devotion, page 14. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna Prasadeshwar Prabhu, over to you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. Can I share, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, you can share, Prabhu.
Sure. Okay. So, welcome all devotees for Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. We'll start with the Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Paramananda Madhavam. Hare Krishna devotees, once again, thank you for joining Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Especially some devotees who are regularly, non-stop attending. Really, I fall at your lotus feet for your commitment. So today, before we discuss the sloka, I have some questions for you. How many of you are ready for that? How many of you are active? I know, because some may be busy with that. How many of you?
All of us.
Super. Now, my question is that, in your life, did you get any anger and got angry and you are controlled or you corrected by the advice of seniors? If anything is there, please note down or put in the share or chat box. We can discuss on that. So that is the point for discussion. Maybe we can meditate on that. Either you can put in chat box or we can share once we finish this. So we'll read the sloka now. So we are studying from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 4, Text 10 and 11. Yuvam cha pitravadistha deva devena chanaga praja sarghaya hi khatam vriksha nidagudam arthatha. Synonyms. Yuvam, you. Cha, also. Pitra, by your father. Anvadisthaha, ordered. Deva Devena, by the personality of Godhead, the master of the masters. Cha, also. Anagaha, O sinless one. Praja Sarghaya, for generating the population. He, indeed. Katham, how. Vrikshan, the trees. Nirdagdam, to burn to ashes. Arthatha, are able. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This particular sloka no purport, but next sloka there is a purport. Translation. A pure-hearted one your father, O pure-hearted one, your father, Prachinabarhi, and the Supreme Personality Godhead have ordered you to generate population. Therefore, now you can burn to ashes these trees and herbs which are needed for the maintenance of your subjects and dissidents. He's asking questions. Okay. Next, 11. Tishtata satam margham kopam yachata deepitam pitra pitamahenapi justam va prajapitamahai. Atishtatha, the synonyms. Just follow Satam Margam, the path of the great saintly personalities. Kopam, the anger. Yachata, subdue. Deepitam, which is now awakened. Pitra, by the father. Pitamahenapi, and by the grandfather. Justam, executed. Va, your. Prapitamahahi, by the great grandfathers. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The path of goodness traversed by your father, grandfather, great-grandfather is that of maintaining the subjects, prajas, including the men, animals, and trees. That is a path you should follow. Unnecessary anger is contrary to your duty. Therefore, I request you to control your anger. So, we'll do a Mangalacharan. By the time devotees have something to share, please share and in the chat box, or we'll discuss on that. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Shatarani. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Shrimati Jayapataka Satyanamri Namacharya Hare Krishna. So we'll read the purport of Srila Prabhupada also. Here the words Pitra Pitamahanepi Justam Va Prapitamahahi depict that an honest royal family consisting of the kings, their father, their grandfather, and the great-grandfathers. Such a royal family has prestigious position because of it maintains the citizens or prajas. The word praja refers to one who has taken birth within the jurisdiction of the government. The exalted royal families were conscious that all the living beings, whether human, animal, or lower than animal, should be given protection. The modern democratic system cannot be exalted in this way because the leaders elected strive only for power and have no sense of responsibility. In a monarchy, a king with a prestigious position follows the great deeds of his forefathers. Thus, Soma the moon, king of the moon, here reminds the Prachetas about the glories of their father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. Okay, Hare Krishna. So before we discuss, I just wanted to hear from you. Any cases of anger? Anybody would unmute and say? Yes, yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Yeah. One small example which I could get is I used to get angry with the people, the staff of my clinic. If they don't keep up the time and they don't I used to get annoyed because there's a basic discipline in the clinic. I tell them we should be before the patient, not after the patient. But I told them several times, but later I just gave it up. I said, they do a good job. and very honest and all that. Then I thought, okay, those qualities are good. A little that side, I used to compromise and just left it, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else, and especially in a devotional service, sometimes we tend to get angry, right? And that anger is subdued or controlled by the advice of seniors. That's the incident I'm trying to look at, because I mean, at least for me, the daily affair is anger. So please, yes, Dayamaya Prabhu, you are muted. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Now, even in devotional service, Prabhuji, any service we take up, we will think that should go in my way, because I have certain these things, and I don't. I get angry when I don't completely understand the situation on the opposite side. Many times it happens, and later I realize and understand.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Amma.
Sometimes I perceive like a duplicity or some partiality like that. I become angry, but I then think it may be due to the karmas, and I keep quiet, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So what's happening here in this particular the sloka and the chapter? So we'll just see the background. Yeah, this is the point. What happens here? The topic we are going to discuss is that anger to service, following the path of Guru Sadu Shatra, previous acharyas. That's what exactly happens here. The Prachetas, they were in the meditation. Meantime, Prachina Bahari went to forest. So when they came back, in the meantime, there was no king. So a lot of unwanted things happened. In that, a lot of forest or the weeds or the trees that came up. So the Prachetas got anger and they were started burning out. Yesterday, His Grace Krsna Prabhu was mentioning that this exactly happened in. So that's why the sun, the moon god comes here and he says that this is not the right for you. This is the two slokas talking about how the moon god is, giving a suggestion to Prachetas. You are a ruler. Because here Prabhupada in the example says, what is Praja? Praja doesn't mean that only human or not only animal. He says every living entity born in that country. Prabhupada clearly says that, so that includes everybody, every living entity. Krishna also says that Aham bija padapitaha. He says, I am the seed giving father, every living entity. So that's a protection of taking care of every living entity is the duty of the king. But here what happens that Prachetas get angry. In our real life also points we discussed that we may get anger. So that anger can be converted into or can be diverted for the service of the Lord and follow the path of Guru Sadhu Shastra and the previous Acharya. This exactly happens here. So what Soma is saying, you have to look at your father, your grandfather, great grandfather, what the instruction they given, what's the purpose of your mission. You follow that. That's what it says here. So that's the background we see here. So Pracheta's background. Now, I may have one more question to you, devotees. Can you take a list the examples of a person getting angry in either from Bhagavatam, Ramayana, or Chaitanya Charitamrita or scriptures where they got angry and based on the instructions of seniors, either the guru or senior, they controlled or they stopped the activities based on anger. So whatever you remember, please try to put in the chat box or we can discuss on that. Preferably put in chat box so that we can try to collect all many such incidents either from Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita or Ramayana or Mahabharata. So now coming back to here, moon god says, don't be angry. Rather, you are sent for Praja Sarga. What is the purpose is to protect the devotees, serve devotees. Now, I mean, Praja. Now, coming to our own practical application, personal application. myself as a practice devotees, I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility towards, of course, the family, or responsibility towards to whom I am caring for, or responsibility to society, not just human. I have a responsibility towards the society, the environment. Generally, when we call cleanliness or environment cleanliness, we generally tend to think that, okay, external cleanliness or internal cleanliness, to the extent, okay, I do my japa, I do my sadhana, my heart awakens. What about outside your environment or the society? So how that will happen? That will happen only when I have a wider view of whether, because praja means here is not just the human, every living entity, even the trees, plants, every bird, everybody is part of it. So am I doing that praja sarga? So moon god is reminding them, Prachina Bari and Lord Vishnu, entrusted with your mission. What is a mission? Now, we as a practicing devotees, what is our father, our spiritual master given to us? What is our grandfather, Srila Prabhupada, given to us? What is that great grandfather, whether Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur or Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Gaurakishore Das Babaji, or the Supreme Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given to us? What is that mission for us? So that is what we have to meditate. Am I doing that, my mission? Or like Prachetas here, am I getting anger, given situation, and you know, ruining the purpose of my mission? So that lesson is that the real danger is not the anger, because that's why Acharya is saying, no, there is a difference between the anger and danger. Just one letter, because the if add D, it becomes very danger. All of us would have experienced, when we get angry, we don't know what I am doing. So when you talk about this, I will share my own real experience. How this is, I'll not name, this is in our temple only. Some seva. Some devotees were interested to manage certain things. Some other devotee came and told that devotee, you go out, because I was supposed to manage that particular seva. So when I saw that the devotee is not there, I went and asked, why are you not here? That devotee said, no, that another devotee told me to go and sit there. So I naturally got angry. I went and asked other devotee, why did you do this without asking me, like that? So that is a little heated discussion happened in open area. Now, why I'm saying this, immediately a brahmachari came there. He dragged me inside. Prabhu, your discussion, your point is correct, but the place is wrong. You can discuss this, not here, because the public is watching. So that's what I should be very, I immediately realized, yes, I am making a big mistake there. Because what is my purpose? What is my mission? Mission is to please my Guru and Prabhupada. But am I doing that? So immediately I came out, I hugged the devotee and went inside. Of course, we had a discussion, that's a different issue. But point is that the mission is that important. So the danger is of forgetting our mission. So that I should be very careful. So Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, Krodha bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibraham, smriti brahmasmat buddhi nasho, buddhi nashasta pranashyati. We all know this, this is a famous sloka. From anger, complete delusion arises, from delusion, bewilderment arises, bewildered memory, and when the memory is bewildered, intelligence lost, and when intelligence lost, one falls down again to the material pool. So what is the bewilderment? The forgetting who I am, why I'm here. I'm here to serve, or I'm here to show my ego or show my position. Because why anger is coming? Simple. If I'm really accept, I'm a pure servant, all this will not come. Because I have that ego, because my desire or my, as Dayamaya Prabhu said, my way is not happening. That's anger comes. So Prachetas forgot their mission. That's why moon god comes and corrects. So in our life also, somebody will come, definitely. Some senior Vaishnavas will come, or not, need not be senior Vaishnava, anybody. And we should have courtesy. We should have that, humbleness to accept. We know the Srila Prabhupada's example, right? Famous example. When some of the deity installation ceremony, things were not okay. Prabhupada was, expressing his anger. So that's why I am an ordinary newcomer. He says, "Hey Swamiji, don't get angry. Be chant. Take the bead and chant." Prabhupada immediately took up the bead and started chanting. This is the humility of Srila Prabhupada. This is the mood of Srila Prabhupada. He set an example. So that's what we have to be careful. Now coming back to the examples from the scriptures, devotees uh, shared anything. I'm just yes. Prithu Maharaj, yes. Dhruva Maharaj, Hanuman, Janamejaya, yes, perfect. Parashurama, perfect. Hanuman transcendental angry, burning Lanka. Lakshmana, Jagai Madai, Bhima, D for decision. Yes, Balaji Prabhu, thank you so much. Yes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's anger, Dhruva Samuni, Bhrugumuni, Haribol. So many examples. So I have listed few. Definitely, I'm not able to cover all them. So some of the points I listed. So we'll discuss on that point, and then we'll keep 5-10 minutes last. We discuss other points also. So we'll not spend too much time on this. But so as you all said, Dhruva Maharaj, after the brother's death, he was very angry with Akshas. He was kind of performing yajna to kill all the snakes, indiscriminately, because that's now question may arise. He was already had darshan of the Lord. Why did you do that? That point we can discuss later, because we have to see whatever comes in Bhagavatam, it's a lesson for me. It is not that I need not understand why. I need to, what is that for me? That's important for me. There could be reasons, there could be explanations. There are so many examples. We can give examples and give a justification. But what is that me? And we also understand that immediately when Swayambhuva Manu intervened, Dhruva immediately stopped. This is the point. How we accept the seniors, how we accept the Swayambhuva Manu's instructions. So that is a greatness. So that's not just expressing anger, it is how he handled the situation. His greatness is that he surrendered to the higher authority. Now, that is my personal application. Am I keeping that me go? No, that was my opinion. They didn't accept my opinion. So I will not cooperate. That is generally my way of thinking. But Dhruva Maharaj did not think that. So Swayambhuva Manu said immediately he accepted and just simply did that. So as a preaching application, leadership, we must know that when to stop fighting and start healing. We may have especially, I'm talking about temple because we are all practicing devotees. We have I'll not say fight, difference opinion. Difference opinion, because every living entity, every jiva has got different opinion. But for a higher cause, am I healing? Am I accepting others? This is the point I should do. Now comes Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, when Daksha insulted, Lord Shiva was not angry. He was very calm. Okay, why he should not stood, that's a different issue. But the point is that the way Daksha is insulted, Lord Shiva did not angry. He was quiet. But when Sati left her body, Daksha really shown his anger. We all know that what happened. Virabhadra has created, Daksha is completely ruined. Now we're talking about Daksha here because the whole chapter is about Daksha's prayer. Now this Daksha is not the same Daksha. We are maybe all of you knowing some of this Daksha. What Lord Shiva and pastime Daksha is in, I think, the first Manvantara. And the Daksha, what is referred here in the 4th chapter, the prayer in Chakshusha Manvantara. So that is a gap of at least 5 Manvantara in between. because there's a pastime of one rishi. What is the rishi's name? I think I noted down. I think Kandu Rishi somewhere. So that rishi was meditating. As as usual, Indira gets kind of little troubled. This rishi will become or take out my position. So he sends one this one Apsara. I think Pralochana. So that the rishi and this Apsara, the union, there is a girl is born. I think Marishi or something. I think I forgot the name. So noted down somewhere. After some time, this Kandu Rishi left because he also realized, why did I do this? I mean, whole meditation, now I lost everything. And this Apsara also left because I came here for a certain purpose. To Indira's purpose, I'm not here to the family attachment. So this girl was left. So, and that's the time moon Soma comes, and he gave the Devatas got a very special thing, like with the thumb they give a nectar, and it said that that child was taken care in the forest by the plants and trees. So, and later that girl was married to Prachetas, and there we bought Daksha. So that is the Daksha we're talking about, this coming verses later. Now, why I'm talking about here is Shiva. Shiva's anger when his devotee Sati got insulted or Sati left her body. He expressed this anger and he, literally ruined everything for Daksha. So the anger of Shiva, not for himself, for his devotee. So lesson is that even justified anger must yield to a higher purpose, not for my sense gratification, my ego. The mission should be on the top. So like again, I'm coming back to what is my mission, what my spiritual master, my father, my great grandfather Srila Prabhupada, and the parampara given to us, including Supreme Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna. That is a mission for me. If this my anger or expressing the anger, not acting on the anger, is it in that line or not? That is the point I need to be careful. So as devotee said, Prutu and Mother Earth, when Prutu Maharaj also came down, so he could not see anything for the praja. So he gets angry on Mother Earth. Why you are not withheld the grains? Why you are not giving the correct food for the people? And he started chasing Mother Earth, and he wanted to kill her. So the anger is for the praja, for the betterment of the praja and taking care of praja. That is the mood of Prithu Maharaj. So the lesson is that leadership solves the problem and does not simply punish. Of course, what happens later, we all know that. How Bhumi Devi came back and discussion, everything came back. So because Prithu Maharaj had no intention of simply punish. The punishment is for the benefit of others. So in my life also, do I look for revenge or resolution? It's easy to find the revenge, right? Easily I can keep on doing the revenge one after one after one after. But am I in the mode of resolution? Am I, finding a solution? That's what we can understand from, this past times. There are many examples. King Prithu and Indra. We all know that many devotees said that Indra started stealing the Yagya horse many times, and different forms he comes, and Prithu actually got angry, and even sages kind of told them to kill him. But when as soon as Brahma intervened, he stopped. He did not even go for 100th yagya. So this is the mood. He did not put forward saying that, no, why I cannot do 100 yagya? Why only Indra? What is my mistake? I mean, Prithu had no mistake, but Prithu simply accepted it. So as a practicing devotee, if senior says that, don't do it, simply yes. stop it. This is the mood. There are many examples of in Srila Prabhupada's pastimes, Srila Prabhupada disciples. Some disciples wanted to do something, Prabhupada said, no, that's it. Immediately they stopped. I know one example of His Holiness uh, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. One of the disciple got a very good job, like compared to the current job, maybe 2 times salary or whatever benefits. So that devotee went and told Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, I got this job, I'm joining next month or whatever. The Maharaj thought for a while and said, no, don't join. That's it. He didn't explain why. And this devotee had no guts to ask Guru Maharaj, why. But now, since Guru Maharaj said no, he decided not to go. I mean, that is the devotee's real mood. Of course, later we all realized that the company we are supposed to go after 2-3 months is closed down. So, the instructions of seniors are so important. Like that, many examples in Srila Prabhupada's disciples' pastime also we can see. So here, Prutu immediately accepted, and no argument, no justification, no politics. Prutu did not even bother to justify with the Brahmaji. No, Indra was wrong, that wrong. No, nothing. Simply accepted. So when Guru Sadu Shatra says stop, yes, am I ready to stop? This is exactly the moon god's instruction to Prachetas. Simply don't do it. Like another example is Daksha Narada. Narada is a great preacher. Wherever he goes to, he converts everybody into brahmacharis. Daksha was here to create, progeny, and Narada making everybody brahmachari. Daksha got angry, but Narada remained peaceful. Narada never bothered to retaliate with him because Narada knows his purpose. Narada knows the why anger of Praja also, he knows that, and Narada knows his purpose also, his mission also. So he did not bother to retaliate. That's important. Srila Prabhupada's many places, Prabhupada said that because here Daksha cursed Narada Muni, that you will never stay in one place, something like that. Prabhupada also said his disciples that your parents have cursed me, that I will not be able to stay in one particular place. Because the Prabhupada also converted everybody into devotion, from the materialistic way to spiritual way. So the mood of Prabhupada, the mission of Prabhupada, his father, his spiritual master's instructions, that is important. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Prithvitach Nagaradi Grama Prachara Hoibe Navaranam, that is a mission. For that, he was ready to take anything. So similarly, we know the examples of Parvati, Krsna, Chitraketu. Chitraketu had no mistake. He just casually made. And the point is that how Chitraketu, after hearing Parvati's curse, he did not retaliate. He did not counter. He could not even went and argue. Simply accepted. So devotee is not forced to react. That is the important point. Similarly, examples of Prahalad, Narasimhadev got angry as soon as see Prahlad, he was pacified. So, and similarly, we know Nalakuvera, Manigriva pastimes. Here, Narada Muni gets angry with the Nalakuriva and Manigriva. Again, what is not? Because such great persons, the curse becomes the blessings. What is the result for Nalakuvera Manigriva? They could take birth in courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, where Krishna personally comes and delivers them. What a good fortune for them. So like that, sometimes the senior devotees' blessings or the chastisement, it could be a blessings for us. Similarly, the examples from Ramayana is there. Lakshmana gets angry to Bharata because when they're in the forest, he could see some big army is coming. Lakshmana thought, yes, Bharata now came here to attack. But as soon as the Lord Rama heard, Lord Rama said, I know Bharata, please cool down. Bharata is not come here to that purpose. Lakshmana accepted it. So that is a point here. So, I mean, even Lakshmana, there are many examples Lakshmana get angry. Even the beginning when Kaikai, given a boon to go to the forest. Even that time, Lakshmana says, I will kill even father. That is the extent Lakshmana goes. But as soon as Lord Ram says, keep quiet, he keeps quiet. That is the point. So, point is that am I accepting seniors? So, a devotee may feel anger but remain subordinate. This is the lesson I should take it. Similarly, Lakshmana, Sugriva pastime, you know that Sugriva promised and then he went into sense gratification. So, again, Lakshmana gets angry, and as soon as Tara pacified, he accepts. He comes back, and of course, later Sugriva does his job. And as a devotee said, Hanuman gets angry, but Lanka burns Lanka. Lord Ram, the ocean, so ocean did not reciprocate, giving the way. So Lord Ram expressed anger. Immediately, ocean comes down. So again, intensity must remain under intelligence. That is the point. So Lord Ram's purpose of anger is not to kill everybody, just to achieve the purpose. Chaitanya Leela, like many of them said that Jagai Madai pastime is there. Gopal Chappal, Gopal Chappal is another example where he insulted or he offended Srivas Thakura. Mahaprabhu was very angry, and Gopal Chappal got this, Kushtaroga, leprosy, and he comes to Mahaprabhu and beg. He says that, hey, he says, Nimai, Nimai, we are relative one way. I mean, because please forgive me. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no. If at all you go back to Srivas Thakur, if he forgives, yes. That is the mood, because the purpose is, and devotee is offended. Even Supreme Lord will not tolerate. So Jagai Padai pastime, that Chota Haridas. When Chota Haridas, actually, if you look at externally, Chota Haridas mistake is not big. There's some glance or some talk, loose talk maybe. But Mahaprabhu understood the punishment was heavy, very heavy. That's again is a lesson for me. These are the pastimes is a lesson for me. So Acharya's chastisement is a mercy and is a lesson for me how I should behave, how Lord will react to the situation. So just to summary, I'll keep last 5-10 minutes to discussion. So just to summarize here, Dhruva Maharaj, killing of Yaksha, Swayambhu Manu stopped. Lord Shiva, Daksha offense. Lord Brahma stops. King Prutu, Gangaret's earth. Lord Brahma stops. Prachetas, trees covered. Chandra or moon god stops. Lakshmana, Bharata, so many examples. Lord Ram, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagai Madai, or so many other examples. So, and even that Jagai Madai Nityananda Prabhu, kind of comes and reminds Mahaprabhu, what is your mission? Your mission is not to kill. Your mission is to kill the demonic mentality in their heart. So that's why I give them mercy. So like that, so many examples you can see. So I'll just summarize now, and then we'll have a last 5-10 minutes discussion. So in this particular verse, Prachetas are trying to kill. So kill the trees. So what is a tree in my life? Is that the difficult devotees or the other devotee who is difficult? I mean, my perspective may not be his perspective. I mean, that's another point we need to understand. That devotee may be difficult for me in my way of thinking. So our temple politics, our family issues, health challenges, lack of appreciation. This is another. I may be doing so many things, thinking that I should get appreciated. If I don't get appreciated, I get, anger or dissatisfied. Is that a tree? Am I trying to burn it? Or am I trying to burn all these trees and fulfill Krishna's mission? What is the mission for me? What is the mission given by my spiritual master? What is the mission given by my grandfather Srila Prabhupada, grandfather Srila Prabhupada? What is the mission of Parampara, great grandfather and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Am I doing that? This is the point I should understand. When I do that, my life will be best in Krishna consciousness. So I'll stop here for a while. The devotees can share, discuss. I know there are a lot of points we can discuss. So devotees can come out. What other examples also we can share? I shared few examples, or maybe devotees can share their personal realization, how we can practice anger in service. Yes, we have so many senior devotees here. I open it. I'll keep last 5-10 minutes too for that. Okay, devotees, over to you. Hare Krishna, Om Tat Sat. Who want to start? Yes, we have Prasannath Malram Prabhu. Are you there? Can you please enlighten us? We have Sri Balaji Prabhu, Sarogana Majanoy Mataji, the MI Prabhu. Devotees able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, that was pronounced to you.
Hare Krishna.
So, very nicely you covered so many aspects about anger. And then, of course, anger is something that all of us have experienced. I was just trying to understand, Prabhu, and just from a perspective of why does anger come in the first place? Um, so, if that's the question that I have. Why do we get angry?
Okay.
Because anger also, if we see that secondary rasa also, anger is there.
Yes.
So it's an expression of love.
Correct.
Sometimes is it good to get angry, or is it good to tolerate and then be neutral and then not look at that person or carry that and then move on forward, which is not correct. Because, so I don't know. Yeah, please, your view, Prabhu.
I know you know the answer you're asking. So
No, Prabhu, I don't know actually. It's a gray area for all of us. It's not that I know.
So my little knowledge I'll share, maybe then others also can pitch in. So the different levels of anger. One, as Krishna himself says, that when my karma not fulfilled, anger comes, that's one level. Or especially in our day-to-day practice, my opinions are not taken care. But the another level of anger, what we see in example like Hanuman, anger is when Lord's service is not done. The anger is comes. So again, the purpose of that anger is different. This purpose anger is different. So there are two, kind of in Kannada is Ajagajantara. We say that they're totally different. The first anger is a my ego or my sense gratification. The second is anger is for the pleasure of the Lord or spiritual master. So the whole purpose different. So as you said, the first anger, yes, I should subdue. The second anger, is it for against the mission? I should express it. And again, I have to see time, place, circumstances. That's the most important. So time, place, circumstances I have to see. And also, as example given, I should seek the, kind of advice of the seniors. Then I'd act on it. Now, that is how, if I handle, the situation will be, the anger will be right. Maybe others can pitch in and correct me or add points, or yourself, please correct me. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense when you said that the reason for the anger. And somewhere even like a very practical situation, just this question, it prompted this question to me in my mind because of what you said. Sometimes, temple services are happening. So while we have a personal desire that it has to go a certain way and it is not happening, then we try to draw the strength of the spiritual reason, like saying, anyway, it is a service I'm doing so, and then we try to justify ourselves for the anger. That's a very gray area, I think, because we try to defend our position. So from that perspective, I think anger is not justified even if it is spiritual, because we don't know it is spiritual in the first place, or we presume it is spiritual. And then take the example of Hanuman. But Hanuman was a very elevated personality, pure devotee of the Lord. So that's one view thought that came to my mind. I don't know if you agree with that or is it correct?
Yeah,
Thank you
100%,
very much.
Prabhu.
Hare
So
Krishna.
definitely such situation, we should take a shelter of senior devotees or fellow devotees because a prospective code will be totally different. I was giving my own example. That particular situation, I was thinking that, no, I'm doing my service here. Why this devotee disturbed? But the brahmachari came and told that, Prabhu, your point is right, but the place is wrong. We could have discussed this in a room because I'm discussing openly. I'm disturbing. So, but when he said that, whole thought process changed. My,
Yeah.
whole kind of but after that, we could, easily solve the problem also.
Correct. Correct. And Prabhu,
Yeah,
I'll just go one step further here. I'm
yeah,
sorry I'm taking too much of
yeah,
time,
no
but that is
problem.
the last point. The point also may not be correct. That's what I'm trying to say.
Correct.
I mean, he was saying the point is correct, but we accept that.
Yeah,
But I mean, kind of accepted that. But maybe the point also was not correct. But he just said it to just diffuse the situation and then
correct,
make a like stop that whole thing. Otherwise, it'll
correct,
snowball even into a bigger thing, and
correct,
then it'll
correct.
have a unnecessary repercussion.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so the point also may not be correct. Also, so we don't. Yeah, yeah.
See,
Thank you, Prabhu.
all this, it's because what kind of word I use, what facial expression I make, all this, the same thing. If I had told that devotee, Prabhu, what happened? Why this happened? With a holding hand, situation would have totally different. You would have explained and it could have solved. But since why Prabhu? Why this whole changes happen? So it's the way I behave, the way I react makes a lot of difference. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Anyone else? Shri Balaji Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Jira. Okay, Sankarshan Prabhu, please go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I fully echo what Prasanatma Balaram Prabhu has mentioned. 99.99% the anger, at least in my case, that we express even during the execution of devotional service is because of our false ego. 99.99%. As Prabhuji has mentioned, we we hide behind the spiritual context and we try to justify rather than really introspecting. Am I the real authority to express my anger towards that person? And do I have the relationship? Am I his senior? Am I his Siksha Guru? Without any of this relationship or context, just to display the anartha of our false ego, the anger is displayed. For 99.99%, I believe that's what I experienced. And the other aspect is one is Prabhu actually typically when we say devotional service, it goes beyond the temple, right? Even at home, when we actually within the relatives, we try to use that authority. I think I shouldn't use the word we. I try to use the authority as the father or husband or brother, and with a controllership mentality, the anger is displayed. So I think including that in the family circumstances also, it is actually purely for the purpose of displaying the controllership mentality, or as an anartha, if false ego, it is actually displayed. So there is no way we can justify that Prabhupada got angry and our spiritual master got angry, our Siksha Guru got angry, our temple president got angry. That situation may be different, but in my case, I think it is always due to the anarthas or controllership mentality. What I feel.
100% Prabhu, definitely. Even the situation is right, but still my intention should be very clear. Like mother, father may get angry with the child, but again, their intention is to, betterment of the child. That is the point. So in our life also, what is the mission? What is the purpose of my life? Why I'm doing here? Why, like example, why devotional service we are doing? For the pleasure of a spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. If the anger is disturbing that, what is the point in doing? So, right, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Anyone else now? What other? Yes, Balaji Prabhu, please. Shri Balaji,
Hare Krishna,
please.
Prabhuji. Thank
Please
you
show your
so much
mercy.
for the wonderful class, Prabhuji, and so many points that you brought out, and the points that Prabhuji just made. I one other two points that I feel is very much instrumental in this anger business, right? Is the swabhava of the person and the expectations is what I feel, which at least from my perspective, I understood that rather than judging somebody else, right? The expectations that we have ourselves, generated and nurtured for over a period based on our swabhava also. That I feel plays a very important role for us for this particular anger perspective, Prabhuji. That's what I feel, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah,
Some of
100%.
it to correct myself, but then,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
100%. Though. So nice. 100%.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other devotees want to share anything? Or any other devotee angry with me? Why did you?
Prabhu, you said any other devotee angry with me. That
Here,
means people
here.
who spoke are angry with you. Is that what you concluded?
Here, why did you?
I'm sorry. Anyway,
Yeah, yes,
it's
okay.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any other points? Otherwise, we can end. Sankarshan Prabhu.
Ji, one scriptural example I just want to quote.
Hmm.
How anger was displayed and then later it turned out to be an actor. Like Parikshit Maharaj when he was going for hunting. I don't know whether it's kind of anger or frustration, but later how
Bhagavatam.
he actually repented and turned into Bhagavatam. You made a very very important point. We should not really analyze Srimad Bhagavatam from the perspective of why that person did like that. Rather, what we should analyze is after that, how he responded to the situation, how he repented, and how he displayed the Vaishnava qualities. I think that is often, I get into the trap of why Indra behaved like that. Why Brahmaji, being the supreme father, he behaved like that. Why, Parikshit Maharaj behaved like that. I think that's a very, very wrong approach, especially in Srimad Bhagavatam. You have to see how they responded to the situation, how they displayed the Vaishnava qualities. You brought out a very, very important point. The Vaishnavas practicing sadhana, I think that's what we should look into. Thank you very much for that deep insight.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you giving us opportunity. Okay, so nothing is there. We can end, Prabhu.
We have few more minutes. I just want to
Yes.
see Ramai Prabhu and we have so many senior devotees.
Yes.
Maybe they
That's why
can
I
share
stopped
their
10 minutes early. I kept sufficient time for.
yeah. Ramai Prabhu, please share your Ashokatma Prabhu. Please share your realizations or
Practical example. I mean, that's will make. I mean, the real life example. When you say practical real life examples, that will make us understand. Otherwise, as Sankarshan Prabhu said, many times we will, kind of give example of Hanuman, give example Lakshman, and justify my kind of anger or my anarthas. But that is not the point. Point, what is others' perspective, and am I consulted seniors? Am I consulted fellow devotees? That is the point. Am I behaving for the pleasure of my spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada and mission? Is that mission fulfilled? That is the point. Sorry, Prabhu. Dayamai Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. As Shri Balaji Prabhu rightly said, Swabhava, the nature, Prabhuji, what we have, that plays an important role in a person's exhibiting anger. And another example you gave, Prabhuji, time and place, whether we can exhibit at that point of time or how to correct that. So these things are very, very important, Prabhuji. And the mission, as you said, it is the why we should get angry, where we should get angry, where we should not get angry, and what is the purpose of getting it. So these are very important, Prabhuji. And only thing, another important thing is we have to completely understand the situation. we have to try to understand the opposite parties because we sometimes many times we have not completely understood the situation. We may exhibit anger. So this is also we have to understand those. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I remember His Grace Narahari Chaitanya Prabhu was telling in another meeting. I mean, I don't want to name the devotees. Two devotees in the meeting, they were fighting like anything. I mean, of course, that issue. And he was observing how, he was saying this, how these seniors, they can fight like this. But when they came out, they were hugging each other and having prasadam together. It's totally different. So that is the point. They're the kind of discussion for a particular purpose, particular point, particular mission. But they're never carried out of the meeting room. That is the point Prabhuji was mentioning that.
Another quick point, Prabhuji, which I felt was in such situations, right, where somebody gets angry on us or chastises us, forgiving is easy, but forgetting is a big task, Prabhuji. That kind of stays in one day, it kind of erupts like a volcano, maybe in other situations also. So dealing with that is a big problem, Prabhuji. So please help us.
After many, many years, it will come. Oh, it's that day, you told like this.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. And that happens with the very close relatives or the close devotees. That is the most dangerous point. Husband,
Yes,
wife,
Prabhuji.
father, children, or fellow devotees. That happens. Senior chastisement, sometimes we forget. But the fellow devotees, very difficult. Yes. Okay. Sankarshan Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much for the wonderful class with a lot of practical insight of bringing out the real, the practical challenge that we are dealing with ourselves on day-to-day basis, and also you beautifully explained how should we manage our anger. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. We will end today's session with the Vaishnava Pranam. कल्पतरूप्यस्य कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। निरंतर श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna devotees, silence the Zoom session now. We will meet again tomorrow morning at the same time. Krishna will be. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.